The sun hung lazily above the field, casting a golden hue over the bustling crowd. Laughter rose into the warm afternoon air as the scent of kettle corn and roasted peanuts wafted through the vibrant maze of food stalls and carnival games. It was the annual Harvest Festival in a small town just outside Nashville, Tennessee, a weekend where city stress melted away under hayrides, pumpkin patches, and bluegrass music. Amid the excitement, 29-year-old Emma Clark wandered alone, a hot cider in one hand and her camera slung over her shoulder. She wasn't there for the rides or the pumpkin carving contest, she was there for the pictures. An amateur photographer and substitute teacher, Emma had a gift for capturing raw, fleeting moments that told quiet stories. Her dream was to one day exhibit her work, but today, she was just hoping for a few good shots for her blog. Emma paused near the center of the field, aiming her lens at a pair of elderly men playing checkers under a wooden pavilion. But before she could snap the shutter, she felt a tug on her sweater. She looked down. A little boy, no more than 5, stood beside her. His blonde hair was tousled, and his cheeks were streaked with what looked like dirt and dried tears. He clutched a small red toy truck, his lower lip trembling. "I can't find my mommy," he whispered, voice barely audible over the noise around them. Emma knelt beside him, her heart tightening. "Hey, sweetheart," she said gently, "what's your name?" He looked up with frightened, glassy eyes. "Liam." "Okay, Liam. My name's Emma. We're going to find your mom, all right? I promise." The festival sprawled over several acres, and the crowd was thick. Panic stirred in Emma's chest at the thought of a mother desperately searching, and a little boy overwhelmed by the chaos. She took his hand, small and warm in hers, and led him to the festival's main tent where the information booth stood. But as they walked, she noticed something. Every few steps, Liam would stop. Not to cry or panic, but to point at something, a balloon stuck in a tree, a dog wearing sunglasses, a girl dressed as a fairy blowing bubbles. Despite his fear, he still noticed joy. Emma smiled at his resilience. At the information booth, the young woman behind the table radioed in a missing child report. Emma knelt beside Liam again, keeping her voice steady and soft. "Do you remember what your mom was wearing?" Liam frowned in concentration, then lit up. "She has pretty hair. It's really curly. And she smells like pancakes." Emma chuckled. "That's a good clue." They waited, the minutes stretching longer. Liam sat beside Emma, leaning his head against her shoulder. She told him silly stories and showed him pictures on her camera, goats in sunglasses, kids with cotton candy stuck to their cheeks. He laughed, hiccuping between giggles. People walked by, smiling at the sight. Strangers offered water, snacks, and even a small balloon animal. One older man approached and said, "You're doing a good thing, miss." Emma shrugged, brushing hair from her eyes. Anyone would do the same. But she wasn't so sure. The world didn't always pause to help the vulnerable. She'd seen people ignore others in need, lost in their own busy lives. That's why she tried, always, to be different. Nearly half an hour had passed when a volunteer radioed back, saying someone had arrived at the west entrance, frantic and describing a lost child named Liam. Emma took his hand again. "Ready to go see your mom?" His face lit up like a Christmas tree. They walked quickly across the field, weaving through games and food stands, Liam's small legs working double time to keep up. As they neared the entrance, Emma saw her. A woman stood near the gate, surrounded by 2 security officers. Her hands covered her mouth, and tears streamed down her face. Her long dark curls bounced as she scanned the crowd, eyes wild with desperation. When her gaze landed on Liam, she broke into a run. "Mommy!" Liam cried. The woman scooped him into her arms, holding him so tight it was as if she feared he might disappear again. She sobbed into his neck, whispering prayers and promises. Emma stood back, heart full, smiling as the scene unfolded. Then, the woman looked up at her. Their eyes met. And that's when Emma froze. She knew that face. Everyone did. It was Vanessa Hart. One of the most famous country pop singers in the world. Emma blinked in disbelief. The same Vanessa Hart who sold out arenas, whose songs topped every chart. The one who rarely showed her private life to the world, who no one even knew had a child. Vanessa stepped forward, still clutching Liam. "Did you stay with him?" she asked, voice trembling. Emma nodded, still stunned. "He found me near the pavilion. He was scared." Tears welled again in Vanessa's eyes. "Thank you. You have no idea." She looked down at Liam, brushing his hair from his forehead. "He must have wandered off while I was talking to the organizers. 1 second. That's all it took." Emma, still reeling, said, "He's a sweet kid. He made me laugh even when he was scared." Vanessa hesitated, then said something Emma never expected. "Can I give you something? Money? Tickets? Anything? Please?" Emma shook her head. "You don't have to do that." "I want to," Vanessa insisted. "This world needs more people like you." Emma paused. "Then maybe, just help people know that kindness matters. That looking out for each other isn't old-fashioned." Vanessa's expression softened, her eyes gleaming. "That I can do." With that, she asked for Emma's name and phone number, promising to stay in touch. They parted ways as the sun began to dip, casting long shadows over the festival grounds. Emma didn't expect anything to come of it. After all, celebrities made promises all the time. But something about the way Vanessa looked at her, that spark of gratitude, made her believe it might be different. 2 weeks later, it was. Emma was home editing photos when her phone buzzed with a message. It was a video clip. Vanessa Hart stood on a stage in front of thousands, guitar slung over her shoulder. "There's someone I want to thank tonight," she said into the mic, "a woman named Emma. She helped my son when he was lost. And she asked for nothing in return. Just for the world to remember the power of kindness." The crowd erupted in applause. And then, Vanessa sang a new song, never before heard. It was called "Found." A hauntingly beautiful melody about being lost, being seen, and being saved by a stranger's grace. Emma sat frozen, tears streaming down her face. That night, her inbox flooded. People wanted to know her story. News outlets called. Followers on her blog tripled overnight. But what touched her most were the messages from ordinary people. "I helped a lost girl today and thought of you. I sat with a crying boy at the park. Thank you for reminding me to care. I remembered your story, and I didn't walk away this time." Emma never asked for recognition. But in doing the right thing, she had sparked something much bigger than herself. And somewhere in a small town, at the next harvest festival, a new banner flew across the gate. It read, "Kindness can change everything." And below that, in smaller letters, "Inspired by Emma Clark."